When I set out to create a figure, more and more as the years go by, I really trust that the characters that come out will follow whatever emotion is inside of me, and I even use the characters or the pieces to know and to understand my undercurrents. Because a lot of times I think there's something going on inside of me, and on the surface I think, oh, everything's relaxed, everything is peaceful, everything is cool. But then I create, like for this body of work, there's a number of pieces that have quite a few teeth to them. And I knew there was something going on there, but I was like, what is it? And I think the more as I created these, and they just had to come out, there was no other thing that I wanted to create. I just needed to have these pieces that had a little bit of an edge to them that way. And I came to understand that it was kind of a delayed reaction to all the political craziness that had gone on. And it needed a place to vent and to come out. But also, I will say that it works the other way. One of the last pieces I made for this body of work is the flotsam piece, and it has a peacefulness about it. And I realized after making all of those other kinds of pieces that when it came time to create that last piece, I realized I was like, oh, I don't need to do this teeth thing anymore. I don't have that sensation inside of me anymore. Matter of fact, what I have is something completely different that's quite peaceful. And I came to realize after making that piece that it was really about, for the most part, coming to terms with how much I've sort of settled down or even slowed down a bit with the pandemic, and as I've created the work, that it's been more okay for me to slow down a bit and to take my time with the pieces. I have to respect that there is this place that allows me now to really enjoy the making of all these pieces and to add more detail to them if I think it's necessary, to really thoroughly communicate what I need to communicate. I think the first thing that I really love about sculpture is that there's a subtlety to the human expression that forever just astounds me. It's just like the smallest thing that you shift on the face, it just completely shifts the emotion. I am always playing around with that, and I'm always exploring with that. It's a never-ending, wide-open field for me. I am really into found objects. I love the treasure hunt of going to antique stores and going to secondhand stores and just seeing odd things that pop up and noting that I'm attracted to certain things, and I don't even know if I can say what those things are. I mean, I like older things for sure, but sometimes there's a contraption or there's a toy that just psychs my interest without even knowing the real reason. And then, of course, bringing it home and eventually putting it into a piece that just will seem to fit, in a matter-of-fact kind of way. One of the pieces in this body of work is entitled Princess, and it is of a dog that is, at first glance, quite kind of riding the edge, I think, because of the look in her eye. But she is fashioned after one of my own dogs, who is a small Cairn Terrier, and she prides herself on taking total control of the neighborhood. She takes the guard dog part really, really seriously, but she also wants to be treated like, royalty. I was trying to capture that duality in this piece, that she sort of has an elegance about her, but she also has this wild look in her eye, and that wild huntress and guard dog is at her core. Ursa Major is a piece also in this collection, and it really is about the frustration of living during a pandemic and recognizing that there's also this freeing aspect of it. And the piece itself has this teethy, feisty part. But then also, if you look at it from a certain angle, it's almost as if this bear's laughing. Seeing a lot less people than I normally see. And I'm certainly not communicating without a mask, and so that's frustrating too. But on the other hand, there is an openness to my creative time all of a sudden. And so there's not the same pressure to create in the same, lined up way. And things have really shifted for me. And it's a duality, and I like duality. If you look at it from one angle, it's frustrating as all get out, and it kind of pisses me off. But if you look at it from another angle, the whole thing's kind of laughable and freeing, and this whole new world.